What's going on, people? So I'm gonna do a read called Yokeez. I got some cards that I made called Yokeez, right? Them Yokeez, right? Well, they Yokeez, not Yokeez. So I'm gonna do a read called Yokeez and see what my cards talking about. Them Yokeez, right? Because my Yokeez do not play. They is not for the okie dokie. Okay, Smokey? Right. So let's see what my Yokeez talking about. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Okay, so what I'm seeing right now with my Yokeez is on the Yokeez, right? Um, because it's so much challenges. Okay, let's start with the challenges. It's a lot of challenges. It's a lot of people not being able to bear whatever it is they're going through. It's a lot of hate and oh man, and it needs to stop, right? It's a lot of hating surrounding. Let's just say couples. Let's just say couples, right? Positive couples people have a problem with, right? Positive people, non-positive people have a problem with. So you guys are trying to, excuse me. So there's a group of people who are trying to create and be all kinds of challenging in someone else's life, in another group of people's life. So it's a group of people who are jealous. Like, you want a lollipop? Right. Because they're jealous of another group of people who are in positive relationships. Right. Yep, all haters. All day. All the time. Right. These are people who act like they was born to be haters. Right. Right. They like, you want a cookie too to go with that lollipop? Them type of people. Right. Right. And that's all they do. Like I said, they were born for that. I mean, they wonder why they had so much trouble in their life, not even relationships, just life period. They have trouble everywhere and in every area of their life because like I said, these people are always on 10. People like this are always on 10. That's what I'm saying. We're dealing with the anthology, right? My Yokeez talking about the anthology right now. All right, we're talking about the anthology. Right, these people need to go somewhere and find themselves, right? Because they bad for their own health, right? They think they slick. They're not slick at all. People see you. They know you. They understand you. They wish you would just mind your business, though, right? These people just wish you would mind your business. And it's like, why don't you understand to mind your business and stay away from each group? Yeah, these two groups need to stay away from each other. And that's pretty much what it is. One group is trying to surround themselves with the positive only. And the other group that's being a challenge to that group, they won't allow them to have their peace. They won't allow them to be at peace. They want to be overbearing and hinder this group from living a blessed, quiet, peaceful, happy life. And this other blessed group is like, yo, they're just surrounding themselves with positive indulgences, right? They like glitter. We love glitter, right? They trying their best to remain humble, to remain in good spirits and not flip out. But the other group, the negative group, they got their feelings hurt about something. Somebody tried to make a grand entrance or something, but they ended up getting clowned about it. So the other group thought they were making some type of grand gesture or something that was supposed to hurt the other group's feelings, but what happened was they ended up making a fool out of themselves. So the negative group made a group ass out themselves trying to be funny with the positive group. Your lycheeness is showing, right? That's basically what it is. Your leechiness is showing. Everything you do is very sloppy and a whole turn off to people. All you do is brag and boast, and you never have nothing to back up that bragging and boasting. It's a lot of I got, I'm doing, I'm about to, but ain't nobody saying nothing. You just a bunch of hobbies, right? You just a bunch of hobbies looking like pigeons in the street, right? Right, nothing but a bunch of liars, right? Nothing but a bunch of liars with them layers, right? Them liars with them layers showing, right? And once again, you got your hands in people's cookie jars, and guess what? When you got your hands all up in somebody's cookie jar, somebody has their hand in your cookie jar as well. Remember that, right? Everything that this negative group is looking at is unobtainable. It's totally unobtainable. It was never that negative group's focus to begin with. It was always the positive group's focus. So that's why the positive group was able to obtain that goal and that object, right? And be fruitful and multiply with that business or whatever the case may be. The negative group, it wasn't for them. It wasn't anything that that negative group was even thinking of having. So of course it's going to be unobtainable if you don't want it in the first place, and you see somebody else trying to do it, and you didn't go through a thought process, you didn't go through a planning process, you didn't go through anything, you just was like, I'm about to copy that, right? That's not thinking, right? That's just doing. And that's why things fail when you try and copycat the next person. So, right, there will not be no success, no profit, no nothing on the negative side, because there was no promise made to you for you to have anything. Ain't no Olay this way, baby, Olay over that way, right? You were not promised anything, so of course nothing's going to come to you. And if you're not putting any work on your own ideas, then yeah, and still, and nothing is going to come positive your way. It doesn't work like that. First of all, you have to be given an idea and a promise that it will come into fruition. If you are not given an idea and a promise that it will come into fruition, you're doing a lot of work for nothing. Because you may see some fruitfulness, you may see some fruit, but it's not something that's going to come back every year. It's just for that right now. Because what do you have to do? You have to cultivate stuff. You can't just expect stuff to grow just because you threw something down there and said, I want you to grow from this moment forward. No, you got to cultivate something. You got to take care of stuff. And there's some stuff that do come back every year if you plant the seed. But if that ground is all nasty and not being taken care of and getting disrespected when in the down period time, then it's not going to come through when it's time. If you stomping on the ground, them greens ain't coming back next year. Right. If you're stomping on the ground where you normally grow greens, they're not going to grow back the next year. And if they do, you're going to have a hard time, and they're probably going to be like smaller and more, it's going to be less because you didn't kill some spines or however, that stuff. I'm not a farmer, but stuff that you don't have to replant, it will come back if the ground hasn't been disrespected. But once that ground is stomped on and disrespected, it ain't gonna come back. And if it do, it's not gonna be as much, like I just said. So this pruning is necessary for growth, right? Pruning is necessary for growth. And if you don't want to grow, then well, that's too bad. Because people who do want to grow, they prune. People who do want some of their roses to grow, they have to prune, right? So, I believe that's the ones. You have to prune trees and stuff for them to grow, right? So, if you do not prune, they will not grow properly. They'll end up dying. You won't get as much, and they won't be as pretty and as full. But it'll be there, but it won't be as pretty and as full as it will as if you prune stuff back, right? They won't grow as tall either. So something will not reach its full capacity if it's not a pruning period throughout its life cycle. So people have to prune things out of themselves through their life cycles. Otherwise, it gets stuck on you. And what do? You end up sick. You die young from health issues. Or, alcohol, DUI, stuff like that. You end up dying in your car from drinking, drugging, early death, stuff like that. And all that could be avoided by what? Pruning throughout each process of your life. And people don't prune. They just hold on and carry it over to the next area. And that's not something you should be doing, because it's a build-up. It's a build-up, right? And at some point, that pressure mounts. I mean, that pressure has to be released, and right, it explodes, right? Shake up a soda, right? That you didn't open yet, right? Especially which one be getting it? Get you a club soda and open that sucker without even shaking it up, right? Boy, those seltzer waters tear you up. I swear they do. Anyway, so nothing is gonna come of this situation because yeah, just low budget. Period. When you're low budget, everything you do is low budget. It's already been done. So it's called recycled, right? You're just recycling things that's already been done. So it's time to understand that all of this little trickster, playful, kitty stuff is yet again hindering you, not the next person. It may cause a delay for them for a hot second because they got to check themselves before they rate themselves and cut you out their circle, and then, you know, redirect themselves and replan possibly. You may have to replan after getting, you know, this type of people out your life, that negative group. Positive group may have to replan, so it causes a slight delay, but you don't hinder the process. It's a slight delay, and if they do what they're supposed to do, they can hop right back to where they're supposed to be quickly, right? You can go right to where you're supposed to be quickly, especially with the pruning. Get on about, right? So there must be a pruning period. You have to do pruning, otherwise you will end up maybe even in a mental institution, right? That's why a lot of suicides occur, because there's no pruning being done, right? A lot of suicides aren't because people are hearing voices and stuff like that. They're just not pruning stuff out of their life. They're letting stuff build up continuously without a positive release. And that's what happens. So I am going to end that there. And you guys have a beautiful day, because y'all getting some salt. Yes, you is. You're getting some salt. Right. God said, salt. Right. This is what apology gets. Salt. Right. Adios. All right.